Yeah. And that leads me to the people I work with, because a lot of times, similar to you, they're storing emotions, or something traumatic happened to them before they were diagnosed. It could be years before they were diagnosed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Because we store emotions in our bodies, right?
We do. Yes. And that can turn to dis-ease and illness if we do not find a way to release those emotions. It's actually a critical part. I'd say it's maybe even 90%. And I'm not a medical doctor quoting here, but I'm just talking from my own experience and of my clients. 90%, we could say, even of the cause of most illnesses is trapped emotions in the body, because they stagnate and they become cancerous. They become, because they've got nowhere to go. It's like energy blocks in the body.
Yes. And how long does it take to release these kind of emotions? I mean, can it be a one-time thing, or you have to keep practicing and practicing?
Well, it could be you get results from doing it one time, but everybody's different. And what I encourage people to do, because this isn't just about releasing repressed emotions. This is about also meditation and finding your center of peace and calm and relaxation and your inner wisdom, so that you can listen to your body and listen to your heart and listen to your soul and be able to navigate your life with grace and ease. I recommend all of these expressive techniques I teach as a regular practice.
Right, because it's so important to manage stress.
Exactly.
What is meditation exactly for people that don't know? I mean, people think, like you said, you're sitting in silence, and then they're worried, okay, I'm failing at this because my mind is wandering and I'm thinking about what I'm doing later.
Well, that's a great question, by the way. Meditation is awareness of your emotions, awareness of what your mind is doing, awareness of your body, awareness of your environment, your present moment environment. And what awareness does, it gives you choice. So, for example, if somebody says something to you and makes you feel really angry, then the first thing is to be aware, I feel angry right now. So I need to go and do one of Pragito's expressive meditations to dump out this anger, because if you speak to a person in anger, you will get anger back. That's the law of attraction. The law of attraction matches our energy vibration. So if we're transmitting anger, we get anger back. And all that does is create a fight and a lose-lose situation for everybody. So with awareness that you're angry, you can say something like, could we pick this conversation up tomorrow or on Friday or something like that? Give yourself at least 24 to 48 hours to go into your bedroom or wherever's private and dump out your anger, which you can do in the gibberish technique or the dynamic meditation technique. Those are two techniques I recommend for dumping out anger.
Can you explain what those are?
Yeah. So the gibberish is the first stage. You just yell and shout and stamp your feet and scream. It's very noisy, but basically take the lid off the pressure cooker, talking in gibberish, any kind of nonsense sounds. So the gibberish helps to break down the clutter of the mind, and it's an opportunity for the emotions to be expressed out. And it's important to use your body because of what we just said. The emotions are stuck in the body. And so you clear out your throat, you use your fists, stamp your feet, and shake your whole body in anger and rage. You might just do it for a minute or two. Longer. Most people find when they do it in my retreats where we do it in person that they could go on for quite a long time because they have so much stored anger in them. But also, the gibberish, usually when you've taken the top off the anger, then usually you either start laughing or you start crying, because those are the energies underneath the anger. And it's good to release all of them. And then the second stage is you sit in silence. And it's really very powerful and quite magical, because you've released so much. What happens, it's created a space in you. Space is filled with silence. And that's how over time you transition from being full of turmoil to full of silence.
And then you're better focused to...
Well, everything's better when you don't have all this emotional turmoil, mental clutter, and physical stress. Everything in your life is better. Your work, your finances, your relationships, and your health and fitness. Everything is better.
So I was curious how long you sit in silence.
Well, you do the gibberish for the same amount of time as the silence. So if you do 1 minute of gibberish, you do 1 minute of silence. Or 2 or 3 minutes of gibberish, 3 minutes of silence. So they're balanced, because one is total expression and extrovertness. And the second, the silence, is going within. It's good to do it more or less. That's my rule of thumb. And I do have a CD for the gibberish meditation. It's on my website underneath the shop, and there's a digital version and a hard copy CD version, if people want to have me guiding them through it.
Okay, great. And, I wanted to mention fear, because fear is one of the biggest emotions that cancer survivors feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, fear of the unknown and fear of treatment and
death.
Exactly. So how do you work with people on fear?
Well, the first thing is the awareness. That's always the first thing. Be aware that the fear is there. And where do you feel it in your body? Is it a constriction in the throat? Is your heart beating fast? Is your whole body gone tense? Just be aware of what happens to you when you go into fear. And with that awareness comes non-judgment. Non-judgment is very, very important, that we don't start criticizing, oh, you're so stupid to be afraid about this, that, and the other. No, nobody's stupid. It's just what is. Because meditation looks at simply what is. There's no good or bad, right or wrong, simply what is. And then the other thing that goes along with it is compassion for yourself. So the awareness, the non-judgment or acceptance, and compassion, all for yourself. And this is how you do the journey, yes, of going through fear. Now, there's 2 things that heal fear. One is laughter, and the other one is love. So with laughter, you cannot be worried and in fear and laughing at the same time.
Makes sense.
The energy of laughter is far more powerful than fear, which is why I recommend the laughter meditation for all my students and clients, and to laugh every day for the rest of their lives. That's always their homework. Even if it's just a chuckle here and a giggle there and, a tee-hee or whatever it is. Find YouTube videos, watch comedies on TV, seek out laughter, because with that comes joy, comes fun, comes playfulness, and laughter is deeply healing for the mind, for the body, for the heart, and the soul.